Hello, everybody. Welcome to the stream. We are back once more with episode 5 of the Copper Pyramid, which is a Nerdsmith Presents limited series, which is a great initiative that Nerdsmith does that lets people who have never run for them before, like me, run games for them. I like it a lot. I'm going to do it again. So I am Ran. I am your GM for this game. I use he, him pronouns. And I wrote this module, which is going to be up for sale next year at some point in the early part of it. We're using the fundamental RPG system, which I'm sure Raven has a book handy. Yep, there we are.
Yes,
there's the system where we're working with.
Stop. Cthulhu keeps trying to eat it, but yes, I have it right there.
Yes. A D20 based system, no classes. I love it. There's great stuff. This game is a 1950s horror game set on a previously undiscovered island on the South Pacific, full of mysterious plant life and creepy places. No people, no animals, just plants and horrible things. So with that said, let's introduce ourselves.
I keep forgetting that I go first. Hi, I'm Jenny. I use she, they pronouns. I am playing Ida, at least for the time being, who is a plucky journalist from the New York Times who is currently losing her mind. Everything is terrifying. Everything is terrible. And she apparently has 24 hours to live. So let's see where that goes.
All right, I'm next. So I'm Raven. I use she, her, and Fae pronouns. I'm a professional game master and voice actor and game designer. I'm playing Dick, who we now know as Rosa. Yeah, she's going through it right now. Rosa uses she, they pronouns. They're having a time. I'll just put it that way.
Hello, I'm Cove. I use all pronouns. I just ask that you switch between them interchangeably. And I play Delphi, who's just an optimistic little mortician doing her best. She gets a little stabby sometimes, but who doesn't? She uses she, her pronouns.
Excellent. And our last player is running a little bit late, but she is making her intrepid way here to pick up. That's Nicole, who plays the lovely Esmira, and she will be with us at some point soon, hopefully. We've been having some technical issues on her end, but
she's working so hard to get on.
She really is. She's doing the whole business. So before we get started, I'll just quickly shout out our sponsors. So today we are sponsored by Die Hard Dice, who make lots of pretty little gemstones with numbers on them that you can roll around. Some are made of metal, some are not made of metal. You got a variety of options there. 10% off your entire purchase with the link in the chat. Hero Forge, the internet's home for custom minis. They came out with a new face customizer back when we first started this stream, so it's probably working pretty well by this point. You can check out the affiliate link in the chat. Let them know that we sent you. Make some minis. You could make, for example, a really ripped dude with no head, and instead of sunflower coming out the top of it, that's a total option of something you could make in that system. And also, we have World ANVIL, which is a fully customizable world building and campaign tool. You can use it for tabletop role-playing game campaigns. You can use it for writing novels. There's a link in the chat, which will bring you to the world from Nerdsmith's World ANVIL from their game there. And finally, we still have applications open for Nerdsmith Presents in 2024, which is the setting that we use to run this game, which is essentially Nerdsmith lets you run a game, and it's fun. And they look after everything, and it's way easier than trying to organize it on your own. Highly recommend. So just quickly to summarize what happened when we last left our party of daring heroes. Esmira died to a creature that looked exactly like her, something that was not herself, but looked like it, that was sharing wounds with her, but our party did not realize that until the end of the combat, and she was suddenly hit by all of the damage that had occurred over the course of that combat in one severe blow. The creature escaped through a hole in the ceiling of the room that you're currently in. Esmira seemed to die. She was dead for, 10, 15 seconds, and then suddenly jerked back to life with all of her wounds closed, and said that Edith needs to die in the next 24 hours, or everyone on this island will die in her place. With that said, Esmira immediately faints.
So I just saw in chat. Wait, I died. So as soon as Mira, probably like amidst the fainting process, Rosa's just hit by this sudden news, and kind of has like a very quick reaction to it. She pulls out her gun again, kind of points it at Esmira with the her finger off the trigger on the side, and just goes, "No, that's not happening. No, over my dead body. I'm not going to let anyone hurt the two friends I have in the world. Either of them. So, no, this. Oh, she passed out. I'm not letting that happen. If we have to get off this island by killing you, then I'm not getting off the island."
So many people on this island. There are so many.
Yeah.
To come back. I'm
can you
sorry.
put that a little bit?
My parents are expecting me to come back. I'm supposed to help them paint the living room after this expedition is over. I don't. I just want to know how she knows this.
She's currently fully unconscious.
Yeah. I just watched a copy. It was her, but it wasn't her. Go up the wall like a spider. And I don't trust anything coming from this place. I'm certainly not going to make life-altering decisions or ending decisions off of something she saw when she was presumably dead.
Well, I mean, worst comes to worst, everyone dies at some point. It's probably something fun afterwards.
Possibly. I would much prefer it not to be today, though.
Well, yeah.
But still, I'm starting to feel. I realize our situation is dire, but I'm starting to feel like there's something beyond survival. And survival is not enough anymore. So if I have to kill one of my new friends, it's not worth it. I will just have a hopefully nice last 24 hours.
We can have a great time. We can get back. We can throw an absolute party. It will be great.
You guys are still standing in the center of that sacrificial chamber.
Yeah.
There's the stake in the middle. The sand has been all sort of pushed out of the way by that short melee that happened between Dick Delphi and the other Esmira B, I believe we were calling her. And yeah, you can see the door that leads to the stairs up and out of this shrine.
We
Or
got her.
I don't want to leave her here.
Yeah, we take her and we go.
I think I can probably carry her.
She's strong, but I believe she was described as fairly petite, so not too difficult for you to pick up.
Okay. So that's my plan. I don't think everything here is true. I don't think whatever Esmira said is necessarily going to happen. So we're not killing you, and hopefully in 24 hours we're all still alive. But if not, then well, we tried.
Really, I didn't want to. I really, I want to get out of here.
Yeah, talk and walk.
All
I
right.
can't carry anything.
Out we go.
So Rosa hefts Esmira's body up over her shoulder in a fireman's carry, and the group begins to make their way out. Heading to the door, last time you were here, there was no knob on this side of the door. But now you can see that there is, in fact, a little place where you can reach in and sort of push a tab up to unlatch it. Yep, Delphi goes ahead, reaches in, click, tab up. The door swings open, and you're looking at another spiral staircase leading back up, the original one that you guys came down. The entire place seems slightly more drab than the last time you were in here. Like there's some sort of energy that's lacking that used to inhabit this space. Like there's no longer that hushed feeling of like too many people in the room all staring at you. There's no longer that sort of loud drum beat from very far away. That it's missing all of the like spookiness of it. Now it's just empty.
Interesting.
Well, I guess we're going up.
Yep. Easy enough to handle. With how shallow these stairs are, even with Dick busy handling Esmira, with Delphi giving just a little bit of aid, you can get up these stairs fairly easily. Coming back out at the top, you find the sailor who you left up here, Harry, just sort of sitting near the stairs, waiting for you to come back. It seems like maybe 2 hours have passed that you've been in that shrine for. The sun is high in the sky. You'd say it's maybe just after midday. You guys went in mid-morning.
Hello! Hi!
Oh my god, you're all covered in blood. Would you like me to take her from you? He says to Dick, like looking at Esmira draped over your shoulder.
Yeah, they nod and like, yes, please.
Right.
No.
Easily swings her over his shoulder and says, right, you look, I know it's not a nice thing to say to a group of ladies, but you look terrible. You look terrible. Let's get you back down to the base camp. I'm sure the doctor will want to check you all over.
I lost a finger.
Oh, so you did. So you did. All right. Well, okay. Let's get Miss Edith on the platform, and I'll make that move down, and then we'll bring it back up, and you two can just sit on the platform too. We'll just. I feel like the stairs aren't
so
a
hard.
great idea. He's reacting the way you would if 4 ladies suddenly turned up covered in blood. One of them with like tears down their face. Like, you guys look wrecked. And he is reacting the way a polite young man of his generation does. Okay, yeah, let's do this. So it doesn't take too long to get you all ferried back down to the base of the pyramid. And I'm going to need everyone but Cove to remove their headphones for a moment. So Delphi, you know that when you leave this staircase, when you step out of this shrine proper, that is when you are going to lose the parts of yourself that have been keeping you going, essentially. Whether you die immediately or you have a couple of hours before the death takes hold, but you know that you essentially died about an hour ago inside that temple. And the thing that's been keeping you going is that intrinsic power of the good gardener, keeping your limbs moving, keeping you upright and going. Now, theoretically, you could try and keep yourself alive by sacrificing someone else in your place. You know that that's possible. Or you could try and do something like, warn people that you're probably going to die either the moment you step off that bottom step or, 10 paces afterwards. But you don't actually know when that final step is going to be.
Okay.
It could be the second you cross that boundary, the second you enter a domain that doesn't belong to the Sunflower Man. Or it could be once you run out of whatever internal energy is keeping you going that was provided by him. Or it could be, you step off the bottom step of that stairway and suddenly you become essentially a vampire. Like you have to eat other people to survive. You don't know what of these answers it's going to be.
Okay.
All right.
That was terrifyingly short.
That was just a little reminder about some things.
Oh no.
So, as always, the trip down that staircase to the base of the shrine takes about half an hour of walking. It's a long, tall, vertiginous staircase, and the little winch-powered platform that moves up and down it for larger goods is only able to move at the speed of one dude pulling a chain. So they're about linked to each other in terms of time. So about, say, 2:30, the three of you are standing at the base of those stairs. You can see the camp before you. Everyone's sort of organized. There is someone has dug a trench around the camp to try and create almost like a fire break between where all the plants are and where your tents are. There's been a little bit of organization. There are people standing watch, keeping an eye out towards the different parts of the forest. There is one less person there than the last time you were here. One of the sailors is missing.
So we're at the bottom now, yeah?
You're just at the base of the stairs, yeah.
Cool. Delphi doesn't get off quite yet. She takes a look around. Is everyone sort of outside of the one sailor who is MIA? Is everyone sort of there?
Yeah.
Okay. She's gonna take a look around for a second. And then she's gonna lock her eyes over to where John is.
Mm-hmm.
Can she get a little wave, a little smile, and look like a call over?
Yeah, he will start from where he is helping wind bandages for Dazai. You can see this very abrupt nod before coming over. Yes.
Mm-hmm. Hi.
You are covered in blood.
It happens.
Right.
So it's not the first time. It won't be the last. It's fine. I actually had a question for you. If we could potentially talk in private.
He will shoot a look over to Rosa and raise an eyebrow.
Yeah. Rosa's looking back and forth between the two of them. You're on maybe a second date with someone, and then your parents suddenly walk into the same restaurant, and it's really awkward. They are noticeably uncomfortable.
Excellent. Okay. So you don't like give a nod or a shake of the head for like this is okay or don't do that. You're just staring.
More like a deer in headlights sort of look, yeah.
Okay. Look, John knows Rosa really well. What would he think her read on this is? Is this okay? Is this not okay?
It's probably a look that he would know well as their like I'm having a panic attack look. So probably would get the gist of either there was a lot of danger just a few moments ago, or there is currently danger. So it might be enough to put him on guard a little bit.
All right, you are also all covered in blood, and one of you has fainted over the shoulder of a sailor. So I think he
Yes.
will nod and say, yes, we can talk. Yes, we can talk. Where, I suppose, where can we talk? And he sort of does a quick look around the camp, trying to figure out a place that is relatively private, but also socially acceptable for him to be alone with a young lady in.
It's fair.
Because he's a man, he's like a middle-aged man, you are like a young unmarried woman. He doesn't want to give any impression.
Delphi will. Maybe one of the sailors can accompany us. Back up to the top, not in, just the top. That seemed very safe. And it's definitely without a earshot. And then the forest down here. We've seen that it takes things, and that kind of creeps me out.
Yes, certainly. And he will gesture over to one of the sailors. And let's see who is going to come with you.
I think at this point,
All
Rose
right,
is definitely.
It's the other John. You've got two Johns with you.
I have two
amazing.
Johns.
So you've got Uncle John, and then you've got Corky, John Corcoran. And yeah, they will head up the stairs with Delphi. My question is,
Before
are
Delphi
either of the
goes.
PCs? Yeah, go ahead.
Before Delphi goes, Edith is gonna kind of grab her hand. You sure you're gonna be okay?
Yeah. I appreciate it, though.
I worry.
I'm alright. You guys go see Dazai.
Be safe, please.
I would.
Okay, so
She's
does
gonna
anyone
pull her
want to
down.
spy on this conversation?
She's gonna pull her down. She's gonna kiss her.
Oh, bless.
Just real quick.
Gonna return the kiss. We'll also lean over and give a little kiss, a little smooch to Dick before going.
I love that. She goes bright red. And yeah, she's also, because since they got out and she was able to hand off Esmera, she's pretty much been glued to Edith's side this entire time, I think. And she's gonna look over at Delphi with like a what is happening look, mixed with a little bit of I'm kind of scared of where this conversation's going to go, given the information I just revealed. So just sort of giving that look at Delphi, but doesn't really say anything.
Okay. All right. So very quickly, Edith or Dick trying to listen in or spy in any way?
I mean, she's not gonna follow them, but I don't think she's gonna move from where she is.
Okay.
Yeah, same.
And once again, I don't think that she's purposefully trying to listen in, but she's a reporter.
Okay. So I'm going to say that Rosa can make a hearing check then. If Edith isn't trying to listen in, then we don't need a hearing check for her.
Okay, let's see what happens here. Oh.
And I would like a blend in from Delphi.
I just increased that stat.
Ding.
For our viewers, we did level up in between games.
Yes.
We'll say that if Rosa
That's a
starts to seem
17.
concerned by whatever's
17?
happening, then she's gonna listen.
As a total of 19.
Ooh, just beat it. So I think that as much as you're aware of Rosa, you can tell that Delphi is moving far enough away that you cannot hear her. Like, you can't hear it, but you can tell she's trying to avoid being near them.
Okay. I don't think Rosa is gonna make any like overt effort to be able to hear. Mostly because she just really does not want to leave Edith at the moment. And
Just listen for any sort of yelling.
yeah,
Alright,
Sounds of
pretty
danger.
much. She knows like both Delphi and John are probably perfectly capable of taking care of themselves. So I think she's going to be more concerned with making sure Edith, tongue-tied, making sure Edith is okay.
All right. Then I will get
Aw.
the pair of you to take your headphones off while Cove has a
Yes!
private conversation with your uncle. All right. So you take John and John up to the top of the shrine staircase.
Yes. She is going to start up a leisurely stroll, just around the top, kind of like you would do if you didn't want to stand awkwardly and have a conversation. You wanted to have your body in motion, and she'll just walk and start talking, and expect that they take the cue that means follow.
Give me a charm roll.
I will. Why didn't that roll? There we go. It seems like the second or third roll I do any session, it's just like, we're just not gonna roll it.
Okay.
$22.
22. Okay. Yeah, so Corcoran will immediately start following you, but you see John's brow wrinkle, and he sort of crosses his arms and, like, settles in his stance, like, very much like a, I'm seeing what you're doing sort of a way.
Okay. She won't really pay it any mind. She's used to cranky old men. And she'll sort of like give like a look over her shoulder as she's talking, and she's showing no signs of stopping. She's like,
Yeah.
Okay, so a lot happened in there. And honestly, I got a little concerned for Dick. And I wanted to talk to you about that privately, because I don't think she would appreciate that in conversation happening in front of her.
I see. And what happened that left you concerned?
Oh boy, so much. There was a lot of bloodshed in there. I saw Dick actually have to use the gun.
On
and
what?
it was just-
There's been no signs of enemy armed forces here. Are you saying that there were a cell of Soviet spies hiding in there?
No, no, it was one person. Just one.
I see.
And she'll like stop for a second.
Give me a sight roll.
Huh, okay. I'm not great at these. I rolled a 19 though, so I should be fine.
So you should
I have
be
no
alright.
points insult. Insult?
Insult.
Insight.
I don't know. It seems like Delphi's pretty good in insult. Okay, so looking around, like just idly sort of scanning the top of the canopy as you're talking, in that like I'm very relaxed kind of a way, you will spot the sailor who you had thought was missing is walking back towards the camp from the tree line. which probably strikes as a little bit strange considering how lethal the plant life seems to be here.
Yeah, that's a little odd. So where John is versus where she is the sailor guy like down there on that side? Or closer to like that?
I think that if we have like say we have this, right? And you're like here and it's a circle. You're like there.
Uh-huh.
John's here next to the staircase and the sailor is like sort of making a triangle. Like he's the right angle of the triangle where you guys are the hypotenuse. Does that make sense?
Yes. So is that closer or further than the camp?
So he's headed towards the camp. He's maybe 30 meters away. Like he's just beyond that ditch break that they've done. Yeah.
Okay, that thank you. She's gonna actually point down to him. Is that the one who wasn't around when we got here?
Corcoran will lean over. I'll be like, hey, that's Dex. He said he was just going to and he clearly like senses himself. He's like, relieve himself. Yeah. Must be coming back.
Makes sense. Then Delphi is going to walk back towards the other two. But outside of that, John, to cut to the chase of why I wanted to talk.
I would appreciate that. I am a direct sort of person.
Good. That'll serve us both well. Just keep an eye on her.
I will. She is very important to me.
Good. And then she is going to try to trip him off of the tower in a way that looks like an accident.
Amazing. Okay. That'll be a melee attack. So you'll be rolling plus, I believe it's with your toughness. So it's a d20 plus toughness. Yeah, melee attacks are not your forte.
No, I nat 20.
You nat.
I nat 20.
Excellent.
I know they're not my forte.
They are today. Okay. So just because we don't have everyone here, I want to check, is this Delphi is trying to kill this man to absorb his energy so she doesn't die? Is that the plan here?
Yes, and I did consent check it.
Excellent. I love that. Okay. So do you mind if I take the reins here a little bit to describe what happens? Excellent. Let's get everyone on board.
What is happening?
Okay, so I want a slight check from you two, please.
Oh dear. Oh hell yeah. That is a 17 plus 6. That's 23.
23.
Dirty 20.
Dirty 20. Okay, so both of you will see. You see Delphi, Corky, and John head up to the top of the shrine. You see Delphi and Corky sort of walking around up at the top where the entryway was, while John stands sort of at the top of the stairs. They're clearly having like a fairly in-depth conversation. Rosa will definitely notice John's body language relax a little bit towards the end of the conversation, which is probably not super obvious to Edith, just because of how well you know him, you know?
Yeah.
They're having this conversation. Delphi comes over and sort of is giving that big, like, show-stopping smile, reaches out to clap him on the shoulder, and then begins to proceed him down the stairs, with Corky going ahead of both of them. And as she passes John, you see John sort of look out over the greenery for a moment and then topple and falls down not the stairs area, but the area to the sides where all of those carvings of like the statues and the sunflowers and such are, and he topples end over end, like ragdolling down. with a horrific, meaty series of thumps as he travels. An arm breaks backwards. You see his head sort of snap to the side as it collects with one of those big carved sunflower heads just straight face to the sunflower, and then falls with that even more limp, complete ragdoll of somebody who is already dead, but gravity is just acting upon, until he finally tumbles to a stop at the base of the stairs. And as he tumbles to a stop, you realize that somehow in the fall, his head has come off, and it rolls 2-3 rolls over until it just comes to a stop directly in front of Dick's feet.
Oh, that's
At the first impact,
disturbing.
Edith screamed.
Good stuff.
I'm gonna check something. I'm gonna make a roll on my own to see what I think is gonna happen.
I think
that's a very low roll for physical fortitude. Yeah, she's going to like run to the opposite edge of camp, and just lose her lunch.
Okay. As that is all going on, you hear from further up on those stairs a polite, sort of short scream from Delphi of surprise before she comes down, just because, like, he went right past her in a way that makes both of you think that perhaps it was, like, something that hit one of the two of them, and Delphi managed to avoid it, and John didn't.
Also, polite was an interesting choice of words there.
Well, Delphi isn't usually shocked and horrified by people dying, you know? Like, but just a sort of a surprised noise that somebody has just flown past her, and then proceeded to topple in a horrific manner of contusions, broken limbs, ending in a decapitation in such a way that his body is slumped in front of one of those stone sunflowers. In a horrific pantomime of a thing you guys have seen many times already.
Yeah, I mean, that's totally fair, but to be fair, I'm paranoid about everything now, so...
Yeah.
Delphi, as John has gone tumbling down, she has, in a panic, like, grabbed for the sailor that was with her, just eyes wide, hand over her mouth, like, kind of like she wants to look away but can't. That sort of, like, situation.
Interesting. I'm going to get I forget, in this system, is it insight or empathy?
For figuring out if somebody is, like, lying or something like that?
Oh, yeah, like hiding the truth in something.
Yeah, empathy. There isn't really insight.
Yeah. Could I get an empathy from Delphi, please?
Am I good at this? I'm okay. Network error. I'm gonna reload.
That's a weird dice result. Code, I've not seen that one before.
Oh, and now the site just won't load.
Oh no.
Cove just rolled so well that it couldn't handle the display. So
Yeah. Well, I'm not
over
counting it.
9,000.
you won.
I'm not
Oh.
counting it as a
lives.
critical hit, so...
Okay, Google just isn't working now.
Oh!
Do I have any physical dice over here?
I guess you could ask someone else to roll for you if you want.
I'm gonna try this one more time. Oh wait, I have a whole ass other computer in my hand. Okay. And this one works. Okay.
Love that.
There we go. I rolled shit. Okay, so... Total of 10.
Total of 10. I cannot give you anything except that you can tell that there is something off about the way that Corcoran is reacting to this.
Ugh.
Question.
I hate that.
Ugh.
Since I am watching what just happened, could I potentially also try?
Yeah, sure.
especially because I'm a journalist and I kind of that's
Yeah.
what I do. Can I add my journalism?
Yes, in this case, yes, you can.
Yes.
You've interviewed a lot of people in the wake of disaster. You know sort of how people tend to react.
That was a really good roll. Hold on.
Glad one of us rolled. I rolled a 3.
Oof.
Oh. I rolled a 19. My empathy is a +7 and my journalism is a +5.
Oh, damn.
Wow.
Okay. So you just
So,
look
like,
up and you
30
suddenly know
something?
everything about this person. One, he is not disappointed or sad to see John die. He is not shocked or horror. Like, he's shocked, but he's not horrified. If anything, there is a sense of like, well, good thing that's handled, rather than oh no, somebody died horrifically. Like, there's a sort of, I guess now I don't have to do that task. And then, secondly, as Delphi clutches onto this person, they're like, I'm pretty sure that person's cross-dressing. I don't think that is in fact a sailor man.
This person doesn't look like the sailor that we
No, he
initially
does.
came with.
Looks like the sailor, but you haven't paid much attention to any of the sailors who you've met, other than getting their names and sort of what their situation is.
Okay, so this seems like it is the same person. It's
It
not
is still John
trying to...
Corcoran, yeah.
Okay.
It's not someone impersonating them, but you had not really interact. But when someone grabs onto a chest, it becomes much more obvious if the billowy shirt they were wearing was just billowy or covering a more developed chest.
She's seen Norma in plenty of costumes. It's not...
Yeah, that's another thing is you've seen people cross-dress for the stage, and this is sort of, it's like a tall, broadly built AFAB person rather than a tall, broadly built AMAB person, which is what you had previously assumed.
Now, after all of that...
Audio.
I don't know why my microphone doesn't like me.
You're fine now.
Guys, maybe we could come down off the pyramid now, please.
Yeah.
Dick, could I get a discipline check from you over where you're throwing up?
Absolutely. It's an 11.
11. So you are throwing up, and as you are throwing up, you suddenly have the strangest sensation where you go from throwing up liquid, the typical shit to throw up, right? To suddenly slick, tiny pieces of solid coming up out of your mouth, and you look down and you realize you were just throwing up a stomach full of sunflower seeds. Just black, glossy seeds tumbling out of your mouth into the ditch before you.
Nope. Don't like that.
It still feels like you're throwing up, like that. It's coming out the same way that it would throwing up vomit, but it's not vomit. It is just these slick, slightly wet sunflower seeds, as if you had crammed your entire gut full of sunflower seeds, not chewing, not digesting, just full of sunflower seeds, the way that a heat pad is full of rice.
Yeah, no, I gotcha. It eventually stops, yeah?
It does eventually stop.
Okay.
Someone is rubbing your back.
Just going to
between the shoulder blades in a very French.
She'll look to see who it is.
It is Dr. Dazai, who is rubbing your back, and he's going it's probably better out than in, considering what it is. Probably better out than in. You're doing fine.
She's like, oh, thanks. Not doing fine.
And he will offer you a canteen that you can smell as just water that you can bring to your mouth.
Okay, yeah. She'll do that. And she's gonna look to him and be like, just go with me on this. Do you see sunflower seeds on the ground?
Yes. Yes, I do.
Oh, so I'm not hallucinating.
I do not think so. I do not think so.
Okay, well, that's probably not good, but I have so many things going through my mind right now. Um, my uncle just died horribly, and I'm sad. But also, that means my uncle's not here. I don't have to report to anybody.
This is true.
I
This
can
is true.
stop pretending. Oh, I have very conflicted feelings right now.
Understandable.
And she
And
just
he
sort of
offers
breaks
you like a
down.
handkerchief.
Yeah, she breaks down into like full tears at that point, and is just sort of curled up in the ball on the ground.
He continues to rub your back in a very like paternalistic, like it is a very like older male friendly situation. Jumping back to the other two, a couple of sailors have come to move the body and the head over to like an area that Dazai seems to have designated as a we put stuff here that we're gonna have to deal with later, but we're not dealing with right now. What are you two up to?
Are you okay?
I don't even know what happened.
I was watching. I didn't see anything.
I didn't either. We were just the talk had gone really well, and we were just leaving. The outside was supposed to be safe. Nothing happened the entire time we were in there. Why?
Corky will speak up there, and he goes, "Well, nothing. We had to deal with some more of those horrific vines coming out, trying to grab people and drag them away. Dr. Dazai had to sew up quite a few injuries, and he'll roll his sleeve back, and you can see a massive cut, like this big, on his forearm that has been sewn up carefully and bandaged.
Oh. I had no idea. I didn't see any vines up there. I don't know.
But what?
Edith's gonna hold Delphi's hand again, but she is watching Sailor John.
So what is the next move then? Did you find anything out while you were in there? Something that we can do? Is there some other port that we can go to, some way off this place?
I honestly can't. I can't think right now. I don't. I think so. I think we got information. I need to not be out here.
Right. And he will sort of assist you stumblingly over to the tent that you are now sharing with Edith, I believe, because Edith lost her tent. Yeah.
Yes.
I'm following after her. I'm not leaving her alone.
She'll get settled into the tent, kind of sitting in the center because she wants to be able to know if vines are coming from the corners or anything. And she'll just take a deep breath and I feel like we had a direction. I don't remember what it was.
And I got shocked out of the you have 24 hours to live thing.
Right. It seems like life is fleeting here, prophecy or no, so I think not going
Prophecy?
with that is... Well, that's what it
What do you mean
was.
prophecy?
Well, either you know, we have 24 hours to live, or you die. That's a prophecy. Is there another word for it? Omen?
She's gonna make sure to pull herself out of her chair and she's just gonna go
I
and hold
need
Delphi.
an empathy from Edith, actually.
Ah, fuck.
And I would like a charm from Delphi.
Okay. I just saw something that made me very happy that I will talk about later.
31.
Pick one.
I don't think I'm gonna beat that, but I got a 21.
Delphi's lying to you. There's something else that she's not telling you about a prophecy.
Listen, I know we haven't really known each other for very long at all. But considering all this stuff that's happening to us right now, aren't you telling me?
And from there, we're actually going to take a short break while we get our fourth player back on board.
Excellent.
So the camera pulls out from that tent. We see Dick being comforted by Dr. Dazai near a trench full of sunflower seeds and sick. A bunch of sailors all sort of clustered together talking about what the fuck happened in there. Like, all of them badgering Harry, being like, man, you were there. What happened? And he's like, I waited outside. I was outside. I don't know what happened. Like, in that way, if somebody here has the office gossip, and we will find out. So from that, we're gonna jump to a quick break. We'll be back very, very soon. So we'll be right back, everybody. See you shortly. Welcome back, everyone. I hope you all had a good break. I hope your heart rate lowered and you're feeling calm and ready for some more bullshit. Esmira, you wake up. You find that you are in your tent back at camp. You are laid out on your sleeping bag, and sort of sitting next to you, cross-legged, sharpening a knife, is Luke.
Esmera like jolts up and is heaving a few breaths before realizing where everything is, and looks at Luke and just like shakes her head and goes, "We're fucked."
What kind of fucked?
Like, there are things on this island that aren't human. There's another me running around, and it killed me for a few minutes.
Oh, I was about to get real excited for a second there, but then you said it murdered you. Okay. All right. Well, what are we gonna do about it?
We have to solve what's going on here in 24 hours. If we're not off this island in 24 hours, I don't know what's gonna happen.
Off the island in 24 hours. Well, fuck. I hope you found something in that weird white tower that's gonna help us then, because if you're relying on us to get us out, we're shit out of luck.
We
A guy
found a
died
key.
just going to go piss. So
Wait, who died?
one of these lads, what was his name? Dexter?
Oh hell!
Yeah.
What happened to him? What took him?
Well, he said he was just gonna go, use the toilet, and stepped a little too close to the forest, got pulled away by those vines. You could hear him screaming.
Are you okay?
I'm fine. I'm worried about you. I'm worried about you came out of that place completely unconscious. They carried you down here. Then that old guy died horrifically, fell down a bunch of stairs, and his head fell off. So that's, dramatic.
What old guy died? You said one of the sailors died.
Yeah, and John Jones.
Less sad about that, and we'll consider that later. But
One of the girls you went in there with is missing a finger. The other one's having a nervous breakdown, and the third one spent the last half an hour throwing up sunflower seeds in a trench while Dr. Dazai rubbed their back.
Look, we went through a lot in there. I saw my cousin. We found, and she like literally reaches in her pocket and pulls out Luke's knife and the rosary. How the fuck would this get here? I
That's
don't
a
even
good
know.
question.
This is your knife, isn't it?
And he will take it from you and balances it on a finger, so it's like long ways. It's like, balance like my knife. Throws it up, grabs it fairly easily in one hand. Balances like my knife.
It's got blood in it, and I found it wrapped in Isabella's rosary.
Now, that's pretty fucking weird, but again, as I said, there was a person throwing up sunflower seeds. Someone's head burst like a bag of tomatoes. Like, it's all pretty fucked up here. If you'll excuse my French.
Whose head burst?
That John.
Oh, John.
Yeah.
We were in there. We saw ghost. I don't know what. There was a thing hanging from the ceiling. It looked like me. We fought it. It got away, but it killed me. And while I was dead, someone spoke to me and said that if we don't kill one of us in 24 hours, everyone's gonna die.
Like any one of you? Just one of you at random?
No, Edith.
Okay. Because I was going to say, we could probably take Dick.
Look.
She seems emotionally fragile. I'm just saying, you could be like, your dad doesn't love you, and then stab her while she's distracted.
We're not going to take out anyone. We need to find a way to help everyone.
I'm just saying it would be an option. I'm just saying it would be an option if it was an option. But it's not, so we'll figure out how to rescue everybody.
We just have to figure out how to get out of this. But yeah, we found a few things. An obsidian machete. There was a ritual. It's been crazy. But we need to get moving. We have 24 hours, probably less. Okay. How long was I sleeping?
About now.
Okay. So let's get everybody together. We need to get going.
Yeah, for sure. And he will stand up and give you an arm up. And you will feel him tuck the knife that he was just sharpening into like the sheath at your side. In that very casual, like just reaches into your space. Kind of a way.
Yeah, our space is shared space.
My space is your space. It's our space.
He would never kill my cousin. I don't believe that for a second. It must be the magical mojo, Jojo.
Of course. So stepping out of the tent, you can see, as I described earlier, we've got the tents in like a tight circle, and then a trench has been dug around them. You can see Dick sipping from a bottle of water, sort of on the outside of the medical tent. You can see that the curtain to the tent that Edith and Delphi are sharing has been pinned back, and you can see their silhouettes inside that tent. And the various sailors are moving around the camp.
Okay. Where did they dump the body for the dead one?
There is no sign of a dead sailor. You can see John's dead body, not sort of, if Dick is out one side, it's on the opposite side. So the tent is between them and being able to see the corpse of their uncle.
Okay. Listen, can you get the others? We just need to get this moving right now.
Right, yeah. You head towards those two. I'll grab this one. And Luke will head over to get Dick.
And I'll head over to the tent where the ladies are ladying.
Yeah. And I think you come in just as you hear Edith say, I know you're lying, essentially.
Moreover, what aren't you telling me?
Am I interrupting something?
No, we were just talking about what to do from here. I know we had a direction of some kind, but seeing John go down the stairs kind of... It was
I
a
heard.
shock. He fell right in front of me. Just... I didn't even see
Are
what
you
happened.
okay?
I'm fine. That's
Could I get
almost part of the
a
problem.
medicine check from Esmera, please?
Say this like Esmera can do medicines. Oh, and she can do medicines. I forgot about that.
Sorry, wrong controller. 1 second. So that will be 16.
16. Delphi looks a
Yeah.
lot better than she did the last time you saw her. Like, she's still streaked in blood, like, etc. But there's like a healthy flush to her face. The bags under her eyes are lessened. There's like a little sparkle in her eyes. She looks like she's gotten a full night of rest and generally looks healthier. Like, the pallor that came from losing a lot of blood is gone. Just generally looks better.
And Esmera's kind of eyeing you and is like, I was only down an hour, wasn't I?
I guess.
Also, I'm sorry to interrupt. I know that Dick isn't here. Rosa's not here. But I didn't want to say this outside of the tent, and she's gonna kind of like pull the flap closed. Taylor, that you and John were with, looked happy about what happened.
Oh.
Which sailor
He-
was it?
John.
No, which sailor?
John. The sailor.
Oh.
2 Johns. John and John. And 1 John's dead, so I guess we're down to 1 John.
Edith is still holding onto Delphi.
So we're down 2 sailors.
What?
Luke told me Dexter, the jungle, grabbed him.
GM, because my brain is blanking on names.
Delphi, you saw that sailor coming back to camp maybe 10
Yep.
minutes ago.
But he's not.
No, he's very dead.
He's very not. I saw him.
Esmera's immediately going to leave the tent and go looking for this guy.
Bye.
Okay. So, Esmera, you open the flap and step out and like run into Dick, who is being delivered over here to talk.
Have you seen Dexter?
Yeah, you saw him
Rose-
just like
Rose
a
has
few
just been,
minutes
like-
ago.
Wait, sorry, who did you say was coming over to the tent?
You.
Oh, okay. Sorry,
Because Luke came over while you were having your little mental breakdown and was like, Esmera
Luke,
says that you
okay.
all need to talk.
Gotcha. Sorry, my audio processing obviously dropped a few words.
No, that is fine.
Yeah, so Dick's been just sobbing. So she's just like, hi.
So, like, as soon as Esmera bumps into you, it's like, have you seen Dexter?
Which one's Dexter?
Description of which one's Dexter. I'm not
That's
entirely
so
sure
fair.
myself.
None of you have been paying attention, so...
No, Delphi sure as fuck hasn't.
Yeah, Rose is just like, I know it's ironic. But I'm actually really bad with names and descriptions.
Okay. But I know what Dexter looks like, right?
Vaguely, yeah.
So I will like be scanning and looking where this guy is.
Yeah, you think you see him ducking into one of the supply tents.
Head to the supply tent.
Okay.
Like it literally looks at. I'm sorry, Rosa. I'm sorry. Literally takes Rosa, like shifts you to the side and heads for the supply tent.
Okay, is anyone else
Okay.
going with Esmira, or is it just her on her mission alone?
Ismira's like trekking off, and Delphi's like, what is happening? Dexter's not dead. And she'll get up. And she'll first look to Edith. Do you want to stay here? Do you want to?
I don't want any of us to be left alone.
All right. And she'll make sure Edith is able to get back into her wheelchair and everything just fine. We'll bring Edith along. We'll just grab Dick's hand and just go.
I was gonna say she'd probably help with that activity and go wherever Edith is going at this point.
Yeah, sure. So heading over to the supply tent, Esmira's going to be the first one through. Give me a sight check.
Okay. Ooh, very nice. That will be 20, but it's a dirty 20.
Cool. There's a message in blood written on the inside of this tent, and a whole bunch of your supplies are missing.
Well, we've got 24 hours
Escalated
anyway.
quickly.
But we don't see him anywhere.
No, you see him. He's dead at the bottom of that message written in blood. There is a dead body that appears
What
to have
is the
been torn
message?
apart by vines or thorns, or it's like lacerated.
What does the message say?
Needed a few things. Thanks for the loan, but really you're just helping yourself. And then it's like -E.
Esmera
Dash E?
starts swearing in Spanish. Like there is a specific kind of swearing that you only really get from Spanish. That non-stop flowing. Every now and then you hear a English word thrown in for like puppet,
Yeah.
punta. Like it is this flow of swear words that carries on for about a minute.
Which, considering the other two were only a few paces behind you, with Dick bringing up the rear like a pace behind them, you guys will step into just Esmira swearing at a dead body.
What did it do to you?
Not it. That fucking puppet shit.
What? 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 Oh.
Read the message. Yeah,
That's unfortunate.
it's sentient.
My
It's
God,
me.
That much.
It fucking robbed us. And it can apparently puppet other dead bodies too.
That makes sense.
Still mad it has my machete. Look, we need to figure out what we're doing because we have 24 hours before something bad happens. 23.
Yet, speaking of that, are you planning on trying to kill me?
Esmera just kind of looks at you and smiles softly and goes, I really, 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 really hope not. I don't want to hurt you, Edith.
Why?
But the way I see it, agreeing gave us the time we need to try and get a way out of this.
Agreeing to what? Someone
Saying that I
talking to
would.
you? What happened?
There was a thing in the Scarecrow when I was there. She said that if you don't get nailed to the banyan tree, that she won't help, and without that help, we're all dead. I told her no, and she said everyone
Why?
will die.
Why me, of all people? I don't understand.
said she saw your soul. And it's beautiful. You have an admirer.
You said she? Did it feel... This is gonna sound... She, like, behind you? Did it feel like she
Yes.
had curly hair?
I didn't see curly hair. I got a glimpse of... Or did I see curly hair when I got the glimpse?
Difficult to tell. You were
She had a
focused on
scar.
other things.
She had a scar on her cheek. That's pretty much all I could see before I was awake.
Did she tell you not to turn around?
Yeah. You've seen her too?
Yeah. At first, she met me on a train and told me to wake
Yeah.
up or I was gonna die. And then she was in the audience at the puppet show when I saw what happened with the Sunflower Man.
I didn't see any puppet show. I just saw the train. Look, relax. We have time. We'll find a way around this. We'll find a way through this. We just have to get off the island. This thing, whatever these things are, they can't have a reach further than the island, or the rest of the world will know about it. We just have to get off the island.
So, this whole conversation, Dick, has been very quiet, but her body language has changed over the course of the conversation to just more and more protective, sort of putting herself between Esmira and Edith, not like directly to where it impedes their conversation, but just moving physically a little bit in between them. And then as Edith gets more upset, she'll put a hand on top of hers to try and be supportive, but she's kind of not speaking at all yet.
Okay.
Almost like she can't.
We're not going to play their games. We're not going to be part of their fucking play. We are going to find a way to get the hell up off this island, and we're going to get out of this, all right?
Rosa nods.
Sugar Pie, we're not gonna let anything happen to you. That
What
is
did
a
you just call me?
promise.
Sugar pie.
I'm sorry. Just too many parallels right now.
Well, then let's forget the parallels and get...
Hold on. Wait a second. Why did you just call me that?
Seemed right. Do you not like it?
Only one person has ever called me that. You sounded just like her while we were in the pyramid. I thought I was losing my mind. I thought maybe that I was just imagining things. This is weird, right?
I mean, I don't know.
I need to talk to you.
Well, sure, but I think we also need to figure out our next move. You can talk to me privately on our way, but...
Rosa still isn't speaking, but she puts a hand on Edith's and then reaches out for Delphi's, as if to say, like, nobody's going alone.
We'll take hand.
At that point, there's a rap on the tent pole, as if someone is like just double checking, in a pattern that is probably most familiar to Edith, because you've been camping on this person's property, you've spent a lot of time with her. This is the sort of the usual laissez-faire sort of quick knuckle on the edge of the stable door, knuckle on the edge of the tent peg to announce that Luann is there and check that like everything's good before she comes in, essentially.
Everything's great. No, it's not. It's not good.
So she pokes her head around, says, Luke is saying that we gotta pack everything up, that we're getting moving somewhere, is that right?
There's not much left to pack up.
Great. Oh god, there's a dead body. Shit. Do we know where we're going? Did you find something to tell you that while you're up there? Catch sight of anything while you were up that high?
2 more pyramids. Black one in the distance. And another one in between this one and that one.
Right. Alright. Well, I'm gonna pack up what we've got left. And she'll give like a nod to you and steps back out of the tent. And you can hear her calling to the sailors, to your other NPCs, as things begin to get packed up and, condensed for movement.
For Ismera, it is travel light time. I'm not even bothering with a tent or anything. It's literally just like what goes on the backpack. We need to move.
She's bringing all her shit. It packs up real nice. Don't laugh at me.
6 suitcases later.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Rosa's just got like basically what fits into her jacket and a camera bag. That's about it.
So I guess we're going to the one closest. Well, the next closest one.
Makes sense. If we go to the copper one first and then head to the black one after.
Yeah, for sure. So
otherwise, we circle the copper one. We go to the black one. Those are our options.
You don't mind me. I'm just thinking. Me?
So the pathway that will lead sort of either to the Black Shrine or to the Copper Pyramid, you can see there's an obvious fork in it once you guys start walking. I am going to just speed us ahead through setting off because it doesn't feel like a dramatically interesting point. After you've been walking for about an hour, you come to a fork in the road. The one that peels off to the left seems to head into the center of the island, which is where the Copper Pyramid is. I'm getting an echo through. If anyone can hear that?
Sorry,
No,
that's
it's just me.
the cable came loose.
A bit. Or you can push north, and that will take you to that black spire you saw. Or once again, there was that oily black smoke in the sky, coming from sort of midway between the Copper Pyramid and the Black Spire.
About that. Maybe we'll find another survivor.
Yeah, Rosa's not been speaking for that whole hour. Like if anybody tries to talk to her, like she seems like she is unable to be vocal. But by about that time, her ability to speak comes back, and she'll nod. So that seems like the best option.
Can I try a gut check to see which is our which path feels lucky? Or is this not a gut check kind of thing?
I'll allow that. Yeah, sure. Give me a gut feeling.
I have good gut now. Oh, nat 20.
Nat 20. Yeah, you've been taking your probiotics. You got great gut. So as you sort of examine these two roads,
26.
26. The one you think you need to go to the Black Spire before the Copper Pyramid. Like the pyramid is massive. The Black Spire looks the same size as the white one that you just went to.
And the smoky smudge
would be sort of on the way to the Black Spire.
I think I was wrong. I think we need to go to the black one first.
Yeah. Well, the smoke is on the way, so We could stop there first.
Hit that.
All right, so making your way. You head north along this carved path. And as you're going now, these pictographs are making like more and more sense the more of them you see. This tale of the greenery, the growth, the beauty of verdancy, and how the plants are just better than animals, essentially seems to be the narration of this this road as you go. After you walk for about another hour, you reach the part of the road where you would have to break off to get to where that smoke is coming from. And you,
on the
you
way?
think that, yeah, it's just off the road, like maybe 5 minutes trek into the jungle. But something you do realize as you get closer is, although you can smell smoke, like thick, choking smoke, you can't smell fire.
What color was the smoke again?
Black and white, both. There was like big puffs of
Okay.
white smoke, some oily black smoke.
I say we head for it.
Yeah, same.
I will be
The
with you. But
the obsidian knife, is that like comparable to a machete in size, or is it shorter?
Yes, comparable.
Okay. I think Rosa will hand that off to Esmira, if she would like, since she lost her machete, to help with the
I
getting
will.
through the jungle.
Yeah, Esmera will definitely take the machete to help with the jungle. But
Yeah,
like
so
when you
Esmera's
hand her the,
breaking the trail?
when you hand her the knife though, Esmera just kind of looks at you for a second and bumps her fist against your forearm softly to be like, you're okay.
You get it's a weak smile, but it's genuine. Like you get
Mm.
the small little smile back, and she seems to lighten up a little bit.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
So if you're breaking the trail, I'd like a might check from you, please, Esmera.
That will be 21.
Anyone. And you realize as you go that these branches that you're coming into are very fresh growth. Like they're big, but they're very fresh. And looking around, you can see on the ground cut away branches that clearly came from like the same places that you are cutting them. As if this
I
trail
don't
has
like-
already been broken before recently.
I really don't like that. Okay. Go moving forward. As I notice that, I'm going to start moving a bit more cautiously because we did hear that gunshot. We don't know where that came from.
So, could I get a nimbleness check from the other three?
Yeah.
my dice roller's back up.
Yeah,
7.
7. Makes sense. This is not very wheelchair friendly.
No, it's not.
14. Yeah, I was gonna ask if it's wide enough that we can get the wheelchair through.
You
And I
can,
imagine-
it's just very uneven.
Okay.
Is the main issue.
Rosa's gonna focus on helping with that.
Okay. And how did Delphi do?
14.
14. Okay. All right. So moving through, you're quite slow. It takes you longer than you would have thought to get through this small, sparse corridor of greenery. But eventually, the jungle breaks, and you're looking at an absolutely decimated clearing. The entire thing is being burnt, like flamethrower burnt, to just plain black ground. There is nothing green upon it. And then there is a tall metal palisade in a circle. And you can see mounted at the top of these palisades, like in occasional places, there's clearly a place to walk on the inside ring of the palisade. And mounted up the top, there are not like machine guns, but clearly some sort of projectile weapon. Maybe even the flamethrower that was used to clear this space.
Doesn't look like there's anyone there.
And there is a flag flying from whatever is inside this. It is red and white stripes, much like an American flag, but instead of the blue with little stars on it, it is blue, and then there is a yellow moon and star.
Oh.
Yeah, I got no clue what flag that is.
I know that flag, I can't think of the name of it.
Would someone like to make an education check?
I absolutely would.
Yes, please. Could I
Can I
also
add-
use my journalism for this?
Yes, you can.
Could I add
Yeah.
spy to this?
Yes, absolutely. You are trying to identify a foreign group of people. This is very spy.
So that is 18. What is my spy at now? So, modified 20.
Modified 20. This is the flag
28.
of Malaysia. Yeah, Malaysia.
That's it.
Can we see into the palisade?
No, it is very dense metal stakes going up to about a 1.5 story height. So you would assume there is something inside because it's a big circle. But
Can
you
I
can't
climb one
see-
of these? Can I climb one of these big ass trees high enough to see inside?
Yeah, you want to climb the tree?
Yeah.
Sure, give me a nimbleness check.
Oh, this is gonna go badly. I could just feel that joy in your voice.
It was a little too happy and excited.
It really was, but I already said I'm gonna do it. Oh, 19.
19. All right. So you begin to climb the tree. I need a second nimbleness check, please.
I'm gonna get eaten by a tree. That's how I'm gonna go out. Eaten by tree.
Yep.
26.
26. Okay, you have two options here because you're climbing like a deciduous looking tree, like almost like an oak tree looking thing. And as you reach that sort of kind of cleft between the branch and the trunk, the branches all snap together. You can either fall and take falling damage or take the snapping together damage.
How high up am I?
About 2.5 meters off the ground.
I'll take the falling damage.
Take the falling damage.
2.5
Great.
meters is not that much falling.
You'll take 3 points of damage.
Oh, that's a lot of falling! For 2.5 meters! Oh!
2.5 meters off a tree into thick, dense underbrush full of vines covered in thorns. Yes.
Okay, I forgot about the thorns. Gotcha.
Yeah.
I know that hurts. Okay. So Esmira lands on the thorns very hard.
Is Esmira bleeding?
Yes.
I'd like to try to help patch her up, please.
Yeah, absolutely. Give me a medicine check.
Rose is staring really hard to see if those wounds close back up.
19.
19. You bandage them up. She's not going to continue bleeding. If something out here tracks by smell, it will not smell as Mira's blood.
Thanks.
At that point,
I didn't want to know that.
from the side of the palisade
Okay.
comes a voice of someone going, "Oh, hey, there are people down there. People down there? What are you doing?"
We didn't know there were people on the island.
Yes. Obviously. Did you think that this whole place set itself on fire?
Well, would not be the strangest thing we've seen today.
Well, you know, what are you doing here?
Trying
You should
not to
leave.
die.
Find a way off the island.
Yeah. Good luck.
How long have you been here?
You hear some sort of rapid speaking in a language that those of you who recognize the flag will recognize as Malaysian. And then the same guy shouts over to us, says, a week.
So you've been here since pretty much the beginning.
Yes, well, Malaysia's a lot closer to here than America is.
That's true. Are you all okay?
Yeah, we're fine. Thriving, having a great time. I particularly like the trees that make you lay down and go to sleep and then drink all your blood. Those ones are great.
I like those.
I was more worried that that wouldn't be sarcasm.
Okay, well, I don't know what you're expecting from me.
Well, would you like to pool resources? Maybe we could
How
all.
long have you been here?
It feels like a month. How long has it actually been?
We arrived yesterday.
You got here yesterday.
Oh, one day.
One day? Huh? Yeah, you know what? You're basically walking fertilizer. Look, if you can come back tomorrow and you're still alive, we can talk about it. But I'm not really going to talk to a walking sack of vertigrow. So, you know,
Let's
good luck.
just before you go, can you tell us anything about the Black Pyramid or Black Tower?
Oh, that's where all the Americans are.
Other Americans?
I mean, I assume so. Came down here trying to throw their weight around, being like, USA, etc. We
Those sound like them.
said, well, we have flamethrowers,
Yeah.
and they went, we will be returning north now. And it was, that was about 3 days ago, so.
Sorry, my camera just went messed up.
It's all right.
There we go.
Are we still okay on
sorry.
the layout? Are we still all good?
Sorry, guys, my attached camera went wrong, so I have to use the laptop one.
Oh, I hate it when that happens.
All right, sounds like we're good to go. So yeah, this guy will shout that over the side of the wall.
Look, I don't think he's going to talk to us until tomorrow. I don't know if we have till tomorrow.
Rosa starts muttering something very unkind about their parentage in Russian.
Could I give it just a little try?
Yeah.
You're much
And-
better at this sort of thing.
Delphi is very lovable.
Manipulative. I think you'll find is the term.
Why not both?
Porque no los dos. She will sort of settle her stuff down, and she'll like rev herself up, and in the sweetest voice that she can muster, sounding very much so like a damsel in distress, she'll call up to him. I know, that we're probably not much help to you at the moment, but I think there is some things we can offer each other. I mean, we have information. You must have information. Who knows? Maybe we've seen some things that you haven't.
Give me a charm roll.
Happily. It's all I know how to do. I know how to cut people up and charm them. Ooh. 25.
25. Okay. There is again hurried conversation from the other side, and keen ears will pick out someone going like Marilyn Monroe. And then the same guy sort of this time he pokes his head out from over the top, and he's very like typically Malaysian, Southeast Asian looking, quite deeply tanned, dark hair, dark eyes, quite a narrow face. And he goes, all right, how about we ask each other 3 questions, and then you can come back tomorrow, and if you're still alive, we can maybe we'll let you in.
I think that sounds pretty fair. What do you guys think?
Yeah.
Out of
Works
character,
for
just
me.
want to mention this feels very Monty Python and the Holy Grail.
I was literally
It
just
does.
I was gonna say, there are 3 questions. What is your favorite color? Oh, I'm so glad I wasn't the only one thinking that.
I will not be asking the questions, and Dopey will step back. My job is done.
There is more hurried conversation from the other side of the fence. There's like, no, we want the pretty girl to ask the questions, though. Like, you can all talk, but we want the pretty girl to ask the question.
Rosa, just without skipping a beat, shoots back. Which one?
Nice.
Oh,
So
you
cute.
love them both.
She
We're all
does.
gorgeous.
Team
Yeah.
couple.
Fucking a group of supermodels got wrecked on this island. What a time.
What a time to be possibly alive.
Currently alive.
What sort
Alright.
of things should we be asking?
Maybe what their purpose is here?
I don't know if
That's
gonna
super
help us.
important. Because my purpose here was to just write an article about the island, and that's not helping us at the moment.
Maybe about
True.
who the Hook Lady and the Scarecrow are. If there's something scarier on this island than the trees.
Okay.
If
About
they know
powers in
why-
general.
Why the island's trying to kill us.
Should we ask about the Hook Lady and the Scarecrow first? Just to get a basis?
That's a good question.
Can we trust the
Go with
lady
that.
on the train?
I
That's
would
a
start
better
with
question.
what do you know about the Hook Lady, the Scarecrow, or whatever it is, or just the powers.
And Delphi will step up. First question. What do you know about these 3 people? The Hook Lady, the Scarecrow, and the King.
Oh, that's that spiritual bullshit. You're best avoiding it or it'll eat you. There's some watery lady up in the north who makes everyone tired all the time. That's the one the Yanks all gone for. I think she's Jesus or something, I think. And then there's the big pyramid that's full of bad stuff. You know, we kind of decided not to mess about with that. And then I don't know anything about a scarecrow. We decided that we would just set up the palisade, burn all of the plants, and send out a continual distress signal until someone picked it up and rescued us.
Makes sense. Delphi will turn back. All right, so the next location we're going to is the Hook Lady, and then I'm assuming the King is the last pyramid. And we can be
Probably.
sleepy with the Hook Lady, so that's great to know. That might count as a question. I'm not asking that. I don't know if we're doing it 3 questions us and then 3 questions them, or if we're doing it question us and question. I don't know how this is
Okay,
formulated.
first
So
question.
it's your turn.
Are any of you married?
No.
I'm not.
No.
You're not. Dick, are you married?
No.
No.
Okay, thank you. Your turn.
Thank you. She'll turn
Well,
back.
How did they stop from going to sleep might be an important question. Do they know how to not fall asleep if the lady
Or
makes you
just-
sleep?
How to avoid the abilities of the powers, if they know
I-
anything about that, rather than just limiting it to such a specific question.
Well, they don't seem to know anything about the Scarecrow. So when it comes to the powers, that means nothing. They torched this entire place, so they're not dealing or avoiding with the plants. They're just burning them, which appears effective, so that's knowledge without needing to have it. And it didn't sound like they knew much about the king. And without knowing what his ability is, I don't know how to ask about it. If you have a way, I'm always open to suggestions.
Maybe ask if there's a way to protect from supernatural things.
They don't believe in the spiritual stuff. I'm trying to
Bizarre
avoid
things.
Clarification, God. It seemed like they were
Clarification
saying the
God.
spiritual stuff would kill us. So it doesn't necessarily seem like they don't believe in it, just that they don't think it's important. Yes?
I would clarify even more on that. They believe that it's real. They think interfering with it is bad. So they aren't going, it's not real. They're going, getting involved is a bad idea.
God.
So
How-
more
okay.
the type
How
of,
would they-
we also believe it's real, but you just shouldn't mess with it.
Got it. Thank you for asking the clarification question, and thank you for clarifying with the clarification
course.
question.
I love to clarify. It's one of my favorite things to do.
How are they keeping it all out of their palisade though? Because like the physical plants I understand, but there's a lot of mental hooju that's been going on.
Could ask them if anyone's, I don't know, vomited sunflower seeds.
Seems very specific.
Not really.
Yeah, we only get 3 questions.
Okay, I am going to ask about the powers. And Delphi is going to step back up and get all ready, like looking up. Especially for the hook ladies, like sleeping stuff, but just in general, what are some ways you've found to avoid some of the supernatural, like powers and stuff?
Don't fuck with it. Like, don't eat anything from here. Don't drink the water from here. Don't go talking to anything from here that's like, ooh, let me make a deal with you. This is gonna end badly. We had to burn Barry. Don't be like Barry.
Don't be like Barry. Don't be like Barry. Like, she repeats it back to the group.
We had one guy, he tried to eat all of our supplies, like, to death because he went crazy because he was talking to a guy who had a flower for a head.
That's the Scarecrow!
No, that's a sunflower man.
Well, yeah. I think they've all blended together to me.
So, you know, we killed him and threw his body into the jungle.
I bet it's not there anymore.
Probably not.
How
Oh,
are
Barry.
they, before they ask their question, how are they dealing with the supply issue? With them being here for a week, they should probably be running low at this point.
I guess it
So
depends on how long the
question.
expedition thing. Anyway.
Their second question goes, are you expecting someone to come and rescue you? And if so, around what time?
Was there a backup? I actually didn't think to ask anyone this.
The backup, as far as I understand, is the boat that can't come near the island without the seaweed trying to eat it.
No.
It.
I love
We're having
them.
a great conversation. All right, last question for us.
Do we want to ask about what they're doing for supplies? Fresh water, especially.
It's a good question.
Sure. All right. So, what are you doing for supplies since you've been here for so long? And someone apparently tried to eat through all of them.
Yeah. Well, coconuts wash up on the beach from other islands sometimes. That's helpful. And then also, you know, we've got one of those distillate, like you can catch water and purify it through like boiling it. And I don't get it. It's all science stuff. We got a nerd for that.
A distillery.
I love Rosa. I love her so much.
I love it.
You stealer.
Thank you.
Amazing. Okay. Are you gonna come back tomorrow? Because we've been stuck here with the same 12 people for over a week.
We're sure as hell
Hopefully.
gonna try.
So that's one yes. That's 2 yeses.
Yes.
We'll try and
so
come back today.
So,
it's 4 yeses. Yes. This test might also be keeping your numbers limited. I'm just saying.
No, that's fair, but there's not much point in inviting people in if they're just gonna get possessed by a crazy person who wants to eat your hands, you know? So,
That's very specific.
yeah, no, it's been a long week.
I
It
think I
seems-
kind of understand.
Seems like maybe you want to vet the testing procedures a little bit more. Refine that questionnaire to more important questions than if we're married.
I think that could have been very important because, if we're married, then someone might be looking for us and someone might be coming to get us. I don't think they were thinking that far, though.
There are no
I
more
suppose.
responses from behind the palisade.
That's fair.
I think we should
Shall we
keep
go?
moving.
Oh my God. Just tell me you had the role plays that only hands could satisfy just dropped in chat. That's amazing.
Don't say that. You're bringing some bad energy into this. Is that what you want? You want Rosa to eat someone's hands? Is that what you want?
No, I do not. That sounds like my least favorite thing to do.
Oh,
yeah.
I wanted to say the dodgiest, dirtiest thing, and I'm not going to. I'm going to behave.
I'm proud.
Good. Love that for you. All right.
Well, if they're not gonna communicate with us anymore, I suppose we should head towards the spire.
You guys get to the spire around. So you guys set off around 12 o'clock. It's around 3 p.m. by the time you get to the spire, the Black Spire. And we do have an image of that which we can pop up.
Ooh.
Images.
like when you have images for us, it scares me.
Hey.
It's both
How much,
terrifying
how
and
much,
reassuring
how
at the same time.
Usually they're hot. That's not as hot.
Ooh,
I think that
That-
architecture is very hot, actually.
that is a spiky ass phallus.
It looks cold, on the contrary.
Those look cool.
That
Oh,
that seems very unwelcoming.
I'm
So-
sorry.
The Black Spire sits atop a cliff. So you guys have come out of the edge of the forest onto a bunch of rocky bluffs that drop away into the ocean quite suddenly. It's decorated with many sharp spurs of black rock, hooks, and needles, along with these large chains that seem to be carved from a single piece of rock that circle the shrine in multiple directions. The stairs lead all the way up to the top, where you can see a doorway, much like the White Shrine that you visited before. This one also seems to have a statue round the far side of it, so the side that looks out over the ocean. But there are no the reflecting pools that had the flowers at the White Shrine. They aren't here. You can, however, see a couple of obviously U.S. Army issued tents at the base of the shrine.
Okay.
Do you want to check out the tents first, or shall we go see what the statue looks like?
The tents might be a better idea so we don't get shot.
Could I have a hearing check from everyone, please?
Oh dear.
21.
21,
Wait, I think
30,
it's
20.
less.
30,
20. 19 plus 3, 22.
22.
Sorry, I lied.
20, not
It's
22.
22. I thought I had a +1. I have a +3.
Ooh.
17.
Okay, everyone who got over 20, you will hear first of all, there's the obvious sound of the waves at the cliff. That's like everyone catches that. Delphi gets that as well. But those of you who got over a 20 will hear a second creaking sound coming from those tents. And also, yeah, that's the main sound. Just like a creaking, swinging noise. Edith, I need you to make a discipline check.
I fucking thought so. Cool.
I'm gonna approach the tents.
I have a +8. That is a total of 19.
19. So you're not paralyzed. You can move, but you're pretty sure what you're going to find when you open that tent flap. But Esmera's going to get there first. So Esmera, are you opening this tent flap?
Mm-hmm.
Great. Can I get a discipline check from you, please?
I'm good at these now. Well, I was good before, but better now. 25.
25. Which means you do not suffer a witness, as what you see in front of you is 8 US servicemen who are all strung up, but in a very strange way. Rather than a noose around their neck, the rope is being hung over a pole that like runs the length of the tent roof, comes down, and then a meat hook has been embedded through the sternum, coming up and jutting out through the back of them, so that they are both hung up off their feet in the style of like a cow carcass, but have also choked to death at the same time. There's blood dribbling from their mouths, mostly dry, aged, and they are swinging gently in what air is getting in through the bottoms of the tunnel.
That's unpleasant. No. Oh, that's unfortunately awful.
Ooh,
and
that's
like,
just what you see
Esmera,
on first opening the tent is just these 8 people.
I'm gonna interpret it as the reason I made my discipline is because open, see it, immediately turn around, shut the tent, and block Edith's face. Because Edith is sensitive. Like literally, you don't need to see that.
Thanks, I had an idea of what I was gonna see.
It's worse. Just back away from the tent. You don't need to go in there. You don't need to see that.
Yeah, she's gonna wheel back.
All 8 dead, hooks through their chest, hanging them from the ceiling.
It's unfortunate.
Okay, did that fix my microphone issue?
You seem like you're okay.
Okay, fantastic. Sometimes it does that. Sorry about that.
Oh, good.
Today is a technical difficulties day.
It is.
It is.
Knock on wood. That's the end of them.
I hope.
No more technical difficulties for us.
We've met our quota, so.
Yeah.
Yes, we have.
I am blaming the sleeping king in green. It's the king in green. He's doing the shit to us on purpose. I know it.
I want to mention that Edith is clutching onto the ring that is around her neck, like so hard that it's digging into her palm to try to keep her from freaking the fuck out.
Esmera will throw a look to like Delphi and to Rosa and just be like just help Edith.
We'll give
Yeah,
her
Rosa.
a quick kiss.
Aw. Rosa moves over and just puts a hand on her shoulder gently.
Delphi, you might be able to handle what's in there more than any of us.
Just don't go in there by yourself. Please don't.
I will be. How about this?
I'll go. Delphi and I can
How
go in
about
together.
this? What we can also do is there's no solid door. One of us could hold the hand of someone out here. And that way, there's always, visual. While not having visual.
Or Edith, you two move to the side so you don't have a clear line of sight and we cut the panel off the front of the tent so nothing can trap us inside.
I can deal with it. I can deal with it. I would just rather all of us be together. I don't want anyone separated from anyone. Please.
You make your own choices. And Delphi is going to head in.
Okay. Does anyone accompany Delphi, or is she?
I will go back
Edith
in
is
with
going in.
Delphi.
Yeah.
All right,
I
we
think Rosa's just gonna look at you. Think, I go where you go.
I go in behind
Edith is
Delphi.
going to be following.
All right, group trip. Yay.
Do
All
it.
right, so stepping in, the first thing you become aware of is it's very cold in here. Cold and wet feeling. Which is strange because outside it's like a balmy 36 degrees Celsius. Inside, maybe 18. Literally half. It's like getting smacked in the face the way when you step into a very heavily air-conditioned room from being outside in strong heat is. That sort of just in-your-face chill.
Just for my own curiosity, since this is a very humid climate outside, is there a lot of condensation as like at the entrance?
Yes, there is.
Okay.
In fact, the bodies that are hanging are also slick with condensation. They look like they all just went swimming. Like their hair is wet, pressed down to the head.
Okay.
Would you like to examine these bodies, Delphi?
Yes.
All right, give me a medicine check. Plus, I think you have mortician as a skill.
I do.
Feel free to add that.
Thank you.
Delphi gets to play.
I do. There's a total of 25.
Excellent. Cove, do you want everyone here to know this information, or do you want it privately?
Give it to me private. I like making them anxious.
All right, guys, headphones
So
on.
rude.
How rude.
Okay, so the first thing you'll notice is that Nicole's
Why am I still
flipping you
hearing
off.
things?
Okay. The next thing you will notice as you begin to examine these bodies is that all of these people died by drowning. They all drowned to death in salt water. The bodies are cold and waxy in that way that drowned bodies are, and they appear to have been impaled after death. And examining them more closely, you'll see there are hooks and needles stabbed through multiple places on the body. All of these sailors appear to have multiple piercings as well, and not like very typical ones. Like it's not just like a nose piercing or an ear piercing, but you know, like very intense, like bridle bar piercing, through the mouth on both sides piercings, multiple places in the face piercings, all done very rudimentarily with like iron. They're all healed. They all look well healed, but in that like well healed but fresh kind of a look. And just knowing your society, like you're an American in the 1950s, this is terminology that Cove has for it, but Delphi doesn't. Delphi's never seen a nose piercing before. Like that's not a thing that happens in your time period, in your culture. But all of these soldiers are heavily modded up in a way that would make even the most fervent piercing fan of our time in 2023 be like, whoa, man, that is a lot of metal. There are wet footprints on the floor. It looks like these people drowned and then walked themselves up, climbed onto these hooks, and pulled themselves off the ground.
Okay.
Are there any questions you'd like to ask before we let everyone back in?
Yes. If they pull themselves onto the hooks, how are the hooks suspended?
They're on chains, and these chains are then wrapped around their wrists and ankles. So they're sort of counterbalanced against themselves.
Interesting. So she made them go fishing for themselves. That's cool. Okay. The other thing she would check for is she would probably cut their stomachs open if they drowned. Just to... Because usually that's real bloated.
Yeah, water, just water.
Just water.
These
Okay.
people were very malnourished before, or in that like short-term malnourishment where they have clearly been starving for like a week,
Yeah.
rather than for days on end.
Granted.
Yeah, but other than
Okay.
that, just cold water. In fact, there isn't even any stomach fluid. It's just cold water.
It's just water, and
Yeah.
they bleed normal.
The blood is cold. It's not moving.
Blood is cold, and how do their eyes look?
As you would expect from a drowning victim. So you've got like the bursts.
Okay.
Things.
And final question, and I'm done.
Yep.
Anything weird about the mouth sort of area?
All of them have piercings in their mouths. All of them look like they've been caught by a fish hook in their mouth.
She really did make them fish themselves. Okay. Cool. I'm good with the questions. Thank you.
Okay.
That was too long.
I looked up just in time to see the fish hook looking gesture you were making there, and I have so many concerns.
Why be concerned?
Why would you be concerned? It's fine.
No reason. This is
Oh.
fine.
So, Delphi steps up, and Delphi does her usual examination. You see her do all the typical things. She checks the eyes, she checks mouth, she checks everything. She cuts open each stomach, just letting the stomach contents completely out.
As she does that and like rips across the stomach, just freezing cold, like briny water splashes across the floor of the tent. None of that like meat smell, acid, like grossness of a human body, just freezing cold water. And almost too much than should have been able to fit in the stomach.
I will try not to get dead man water on my shoes.
I think that's already
Yeah.
too late. So how they died is actually really cool. I mean, it's not typical at all, but like, look. So when they got on the hooks, they were already dead. How I know this, obviously. So they drowned first. It seems like some like salty ocean water almost. And so they drowned, and then after they drowned, they walked here. You see the watery like footprints. And then they strung themselves up on the hooks. So they were already dead prior to that. And then look at their faces. Their faces have like metal pushed into it in all sorts of weird places. And then they all have the fish hooks in their mouths. So like they like drowned, and then they fished themselves up over here. And their blood is like, it's cold. But it's weird. There's nothing in their stomach except water. No like stomach acid, like nothing. It's super cool. But they died alone. Like they died before they got here.
And with that, we're going to cut to a quick be right back, and we will be right back. We're just doing a quick technical problem solve. So we'll see you in just 1 second. Thank you for your patience. I know that those technical difficulties were a lot more difficult and technical than we had said they were, but it's all sorted now, and we are good to go. So when we last left our dashing heroes, Delphi was saying a bunch of horrifying shit about some dead people. Let's pick back up from that.
Yeah, it's super cool.
The dead people walked in here and hung themselves on hooks.
Yeah, and the chains are like the counterweight, so that they're their own counterweight. That's how they're staying up there.
Okay, I'm gonna look around for any notes or supplies or anything useful.
Give me a psych check.
No, I see fuck all. I've got an 11.
11. All right, give me 1 moment. Let me see what we have.
I'm accepting what Delphi said as fact. Like, it is fact.
Yeah. No, that's all you've got. Sorry. Nothing else to find here, it seems. Just a whole bunch of dead GIs.
I mean, I can keep staring at these corpses all day. I'm sure there's so much cool stuff inside them. But is that what we want to do? Because I can. I can.
As fascinating as the counterweight engineering is, I don't no more bodies, please.
Okay.
For
guess.
now, I guess.
Okay, for now. Except for now. Okay. We should head out.
Let's go.
Right, statue. We were going to go look at a statue.
Right. So stepping back outside the tent, you are just slammed in the face by the heat. The sun overhead beats down partially. There isn't much wind to move the branches in the jungle that is now about 200 meters behind you. You're in this sort of flat, rocky area by the shrine. Circling the shrine, you come across a statue of a woman. She is... It's difficult to describe because you feel like you're looking at two different people every time you move from one area of the statue to the next. In some places, you're looking at a fairly fat woman whose skin is pierced through with needles and hooks and pins, where it is sort of pulling through in various different places, sort of anywhere where the skin furrows or drapes. And then in other places, you're looking at a woman who is very, very thin, but her skin is too big for her. Like she is starving to death. But before this, she was quite overweight. And it means that as she has gotten skinnier, her skin hasn't stretched across the body the same way that it would if it were a thinner person who then got thin, if that makes sense. Both of them are stuck through with various needles, pins, hooks that are all attached to different chains. But you can see that, especially in her mouth, there are two massive fish hooks on either side that pierce through and pull her face back so it looks like she is smiling.
Well, as horrifying things on this island go, this isn't the worst.
It's probably going to get worse inside. Let's just get this over with.
All right. So once again, you have to climb these stairs up to the top of the spire. And once again, it's sort of an anxiety-inducing climb. The stairs are narrow. There is again that same winch platform that has been set up clearly to move goods. But with one of your guys doing some heavy lifting, it can very easily take the wheelchair up to that top platform as well.
Okay.
Again, it's about a 25-minute, half-hour climb up to the top, and I'm going to need everyone to make a physical fortitude check.
I'm not great at them.
22.
I lost my die. It's probably not a good sign.
Oh, there it is. Okay, so it's a 10.
I also got a 10.
All right.
I got a 6.
All right, so Esmeri,
We're
you're
all
doing
tired.
fine. And then you look back and you see that, staggered across these stairs are your three companions, who are all clearly suffering with having walked, at this point, about 4 hours in the midday sun of the jungle. They're not doing well.
Can I backtrack and give them each a bit of water from the canteen to try and pep them up the stairs?
Yep. I'm going to say that each of our people who failed are going to take 1 stamina point of damage. You've lost 1 stamina point.
That's a lot. Let's see. Just let me update that.
Okay. I didn't need stamina anyway.
That directly impacts your hit points.
Would Would Edith have this problem though? Because she's on the winch.
It's still bloody hot. And she's still
Okay.
holding herself in place. Like, moving in a wheelchair is not easier than walking.
Imagine it's harder.
Depends
By, like,
on
a
the
lot.
situation, I think. Downhill, way easier. Uphill, way harder. In my experience, anyway.
So I have a question.
Yeah, of course.
Theoretically, would we get stamina damage back?
Rest.
Makes sense.
Who wants to start sleeping through puzzles? One person sleeps through a puzzle. Anyway.
So
Maybe-
remember what the Malaysians warned us about sleeping?
Yeah, I was gonna say rest in an area where we can't sleep.
Being put to
I
sleep.
did tell
Thank you.
Luke about that.
Okay,
I did warn Luke about that.
okay. He will make a very off-color joke about how that's a great excuse for him to do a lot of cocaine. Despite the fact that you know he doesn't do drugs.
Yeah, I know this very well. However, cocaine.
Theoretical cocaine. Stop looking at me like that. No. So climbing to the top, you guys find yourself in a similar hexagonal room, similar to the one that again was at the top of the white shrine when you came in. But in this one, instead of those 3 statuettes and the puzzle over the top, there is a large mirror standing opposite the door, and then an altar in the center that is just a simple hexagonal plinth. And on top, there is a bowl. Can I get sight rolls from everyone?
Sorry, you said make a sight roll?
Yes.
Thank you very much. That's a natural 20 for a
17.
21.
Nice.
Nice. 17.
17.
That's a 16 for
Oh,
me,
Cove.
unless training applies of spy or private eye, and then it would be a 18.
Private eye, I would allow here. Yeah.
Okay, so 18.
And how did Delphi do?
I got a nat 1.
Right.
No.
Delphi is very distracted.
Oh no.
But Edith is not. And neither are other two. So looking around the room, the first thing you'll notice is that the reflection in the mirror seems off. There's a difference between the reflection in the mirror and what is in the actual room itself. In the reflection in the mirror, the bowl on that plinth is full of blood. In the real room, the bowl is empty, but there's a knife next to it. Is anyone else getting an echo of my voice?
I was too,
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah. I think it might be through Nicole's mic.
Okay.
My second mic is muted, but let me just double check.
You were just flashing green whenever I was
the
hearing the
mic.
echo.
Mm.
Now? Is it still there?
And could you talk a little bit to
yeah,
see
I
if
can. Yeah, so as I said, you can see the bowl, which is empty in real life, and there is blood in the mirror.
Oh, I hate that so much.
I will say
How
before
big
we
is
get
the bowl?
fully inside,
If I were to give you a really weird way of estimating, I'd say it's about 15 hit points size.
15 what size?
Hit points?
Ah, hit points.
Yeah.
That. Mm. That's a lot of blood.
Fuck. There was no blood in those corpses, was there?
There was. It was just very cold. You know,
Cold and old, it wouldn't flow.
no flow.
Hmm.
We could get it.
So,
But
If we lean out the door and call the other sailors up and get them to each give a little bit of blood.
I do want to say that before we get entirely into the room, Edith would try to like grab Delphi and pull her to the side just really quick.
Yeah, for sure.
what's happening?
Sorry, before we go in there, I have to know whether or not I'm nuts.
Yes.
With what happened on the stairs. Is Norma... With what I heard, with what you called me, with all of these little... You look like her sometimes in how you move, in how you... Is she... This sounds so stupid. Is she with you?
With me? No.
Why did you answer it like that?
I think we should figure out what we need to do for this room.
Delphi, please.
I am going to answer your question, but I don't think we can afford the time spent out here.
Could I get a sight check from Delphi, please?
Yeah, sure. I cannot see very well, but sure. Ha! The dice proved it. 7.
7. All right, never mind. Don't worry about it.
I will not.
Since Rose has been staying close to Edith, can I do a gut feeling to see how I feel about this quiet conversation they're having?
Gonna give me a hearing to see if you overhear it.
Okay. That's an 18.
18. So yeah, you will overhear this conversation.
Okay.
Did you still want that gut feeling as well? See.
Oh yeah, no, I would love to. That's a nat 20, which would make the total a 38.
Amazing. I'll get everyone else to take their headphones off, please. Okay. All right. Now that it's just you and me alone, Raven, you cannot trust Delphi.
Okay.
Delphi is a monster pretending to be Delphi, but she is also Delphi. Like, you just look at her and your brain goes, that's not human, but it doesn't go, that's different to what it used to be.
Okay.
Something has happened that has changed her into something else.
Do we get
You
the
don't
sense
even
of,
know
like,
if she knows that.
does it feel like something is possessing her, or like she's been fundamentally changed?
I don't think you get quite that level of detail.
Okay.
You aren't sure if Delphi even knows that she's a monster now, or if she has always been a monster and this is just who Delphi has always been. And you've not had the context to be able to look and see before. But Delphi knows more than she is saying, is some kind of monster, but doesn't want to hurt you or Edith. You're like 99% sure.
Okay. That's a pretty solid percent sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, great. Okay, fantastic. So that's what you get from that roll.
That's very interesting information.
That's not disconcerting at all.
It's fine. Everything's fine.
Fantastic. So what are you guys going to do with this empty blood bowl?
I'm gonna try and get some of the other NPCs up here to give a donation because
just
we don't
gonna
have a lot to
remind you-
spare among us.
It'll take half an hour for them to get up here. and you are working with time as a premium.
There is one sailor up here with us, though, right?
Yeah, there is. You've got Donut up here with you.
Hey, Donut.
Yeah.
I don't know how to say this, so I'm gonna say it. Do you mind
say whatever
donating
you
some
need
blood?
to say. What? Oh,
Like I said,
that was
do you mind?
not what I thought you were going to say.
I think we need to fill this bowl.
with
Not-
my blood.
I think we need to
Not
fill
with
this bowl
just
and
yours. Rosa will like interject.
not only yours.
Oh.
But we've done quite a lot of bleeding in the last 24 hours, so we don't have that much to spare.
I mean, okay, ladies. All right, more than I needed to know, but sure. If that's what you need from me, that's what you need from me. And he will come over to the altar and look at the bowl
Damn,
and then
take
look
all
at the
his
knife
blood.
and then go, I don't like this. This is not my thing. How are we gonna do that? Because
Do you need some help?
I mean, I can help.
Do you need some help?
yeah, probably I will need some help. Not the first time I've asked someone to help me put something inside me, but anyway. How are we gonna do this?
Perfect. Delphi will head on over. So if I used a completely arbitrary measure of blood that definitely makes sense in this world, 3 hit points worth from all 5 of us should get the bowl filled and shouldn't, take too
Okay.
much harm.
Yeah, we can totally do that, he will say, and will lay his arm out for you to medicine.
I can do that.
We're going to use this medicine roll to account for the entire party having their blood.
Wow, I get to do doctor shit.
I assist
Almost
since I was a candy striper for a little bit,
Yeah,
and I have
sure.
medicine.
Yeah,
Cool.
you can lend Delphi
Can I give-
advantage for this roll.
There we go.
Oh, okay. That was not a better roll. 22.
22. Nice. Everyone will only take 3 hit points of damage and will end up bandaged afterwards, so that something, if it were tracking you by scent, would not know that you were bleeding.
You keep saying that.
Getting that
I hate that
information.
we
I
have to
don't like
specify
it.
that. Yep.
The world is a changing place.
At the earliest opportunity, Rosa is going to go over to Edith and ask if, at the earliest opportunity, if they could talk for a bit about John.
Sure. Just, I guess, let me know.
Just
Is that
in
is that
private.
now?
Sooner would be better.
Whenever I could do it now, I guess, before we, bleed.
Is the exit to the room still accessible?
Yeah.
We could step outside for just a minute. Still within
In fact, we can say that
line of sight.
Delphi drew Edith and Dick's blood first, so you two are free to step out while she is drawing Mr. Delaney and Esmira's blood.
Okay. That is a conversation that I think, and unless anyone's trying to overhear, might need to be without headphones from other party
Just the
members.
2 of you? Yeah,
Oh,
we
I
can do
am
that.
trying to hear.
Alright, give me a hearing check if you're trying to overhear.
I don't think I'm gonna do it, but with that roll I might. Hold on. 24.
That will, yeah, okay, so just Nicole, headphones off, please.
Sorry. So, as soon as they are allegedly out of earshot, Rose is gonna just like kneel down, and she'll like squat down so that they are at eye level together, and go, I couldn't help but overhear your conversation earlier about John. She's gonna like act like John might be like wink wink. Where you seem to think he had information that he was not sharing.
So sorry. What? Yoff, I'm sorry. You're gonna have to speak kind of plainly.
So, in Spy Game, we sometimes use different names for people that we're referring to when we don't want them knowing that we're talking about them, because perhaps they're close by.
Okay. All right. I think I get it.
So, you're not crazy. I can't tell you how I know that exactly. I just do. There's something off about John.
Okay.
Like, he may be a monster, but it's not like a bad guy necessarily. If that makes sense.
Whatever it is that you are feeling from John, I still trust them.
I trust that they don't want to intentionally hurt us.
When we get a moment, we should have this conversation with them.
I think that is
I
a
don't
good idea.
wanna
I wanted to tell you first,
Keep
though.
secrets.
It's the last thing I want to continue doing.
Okay.
All right. Are we happy to have Esmera rejoin the chat?
Yeah.
No, Nicole stays out for the rest of the session. Nicole knows nothing.
That would be so mean. Oh, I'm
This
not
is
that
revenge
evil.
for your technical difficulties.
Join
I don't know
us.
what just happened, but I'm jealous as fuck.
Join us.
All right, so back in the room, Delphi draws the blood from Esmera, who was your last vampiric victim, pours it into the bowl, and as the reflection in the mirror matches what is happening in real life, the mirror, the actual glass in the mirror, seems to ripple and then disappear, and you're looking at a staircase leading downwards.
And I think that's the way in.
We can see
Go
that
down in.
More stairs.
always more stairs.
We're gonna be great at cardio if we ever get off this island.
Right.
Dude, the butts are gonna be.
Edith is gonna have shoulders for fucking days.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. She's going to be able to carry a horse, not have to go horse riding on the back.
Shishran spoilers.
Okay, so as you begin to head towards this this downwards area, Esmera lights her torch, I assume. Flashlight going. Esmera lights her torch, I assume. And as you step into this set of stairs, you're immediately, it feels like you walked into a walk-in freezer. It is cold. It is wet. There's condensation on all of the stones. Edith, your wheelchair like skids a little bit, just trying to handle the wetness of the floor. Even though they're saying super shallow, wide steps, you can just feel if
She
you tried to
definitely lets
brake
out a little, like,
suddenly, Yeah, not going to be a good time. The
Rosa will go
walls-
over and like
I'm gonna reach down.
reinforce.
I'm gonna reach down for a second. Reach down for a second and touch a bit of the water on the rock and just like taste it. Is it salty?
It's fresh water.
So it's not
Give me a
seawater.
fortitude. Give me a physical fortitude.
Oh no.
What were we just warned about prior to coming here?
Don't drink the water.
22.
22. Esmera, you're suddenly
I didn't drink
filled
it. I tasted it.
with this. I'm sorry. What do you think happens when you put liquids in your mouth? Does your body just go, "It's fine. I won't absorb these ones"?
Wait.
Because I know you don't want to. Don't be stupid. Sorry, that was heated. That's really mean. I'm sorry. That was way too...
It's
anyways,
okay.
as you
It was valid.
taste the water, it's just like I choose not to have osmosis work. It's something I can consciously decide. So as you taste the water, Esmera, you are hit by that feeling of you've had a really long day. You're so tired. There are so many things you need to do, but your brain won't let you pick one thing and do it. All you want to do is lie down and not move. Just thinking about the sheer number of things that you have to deal with today. It's only like 3 p.m. and you've already walked across an entire island, died, had a prophetic vision, watched 3 girls get together suddenly while under the influence of some sort of eldritch god. You watched a guy die. Then you marched across an entire island, spoke to a bunch of standoffish Malaysians who seemed very interested in your marital status. Talked to, like, you're not sure who's, like, still the person they were. You've been doppelganged. There's someone running around being you. You need to solve all of this in the next 24 hours. You just want to lie down. Like, could you just imagine the amount of executive function that your brain is trying to do right now?
Have I got enough awareness to realize what's happening?
I think it hits you as a sort of, you're realizing this. Maybe you're realizing it as you are tasting this, but, like, it is true. Like, Esmera might be pushing through it,
true.
but it is true. You're exhausted.
It is very true.
Your
I
sleep
am
got
so
disturbed
tired.
last night. You barely slept. You saw that fucking the jungle growing all around you and you couldn't sleep after that. And then immediately you launched into a horrific whirlwind tour of the mad guy's house who's made of sunflowers and decapitated bodies. Like,
Esmera just kind of stops on the step for a second and then sits down on the steps and starts leaning against the wall.
Pulling her up just a little bit. So like as she starts leaning on the wall, Delphi kind of walks over and it's just a hand on the side of the head that's leaning against the wall and just pulling away. Just to make you do that little bit of extra work of sitting up.
I just need a few minutes. Just give me 2 minutes.
I can't do that.
And she's like, just closes her eyes and she's like, I need a minute. Just
Opens
you can go
her
past
eyes.
me if you want. I'll be right behind you. Delphi,
Yeah,
this isn't helping.
that's the point. That is the entire point.
Esmera, could you
I
give me a
need to
smell
blink.
taste check, please?
Oh, a botch.
Nat 1?
I got a net 1.
It's really disturbing. Delphi smells so strongly of like blood and meat right now. It's like you can't smell that vanilla perfume that she's usually like quite strongly scented like. But it's very unnerving and you're finding it difficult to concentrate on the things around you. It's quite off-putting.
So she'll kind of like take Delphi's hands off her eyelids and push her away.
That's fine, but you gotta get up on your own.
Look, just walk ahead. I'll catch up.
That's literally the worst idea I've
We're-
ever heard.
We're not leaving you behind, Esmera.
Can I do a discipline to get back up?
You can get back up. Like, you don't need to make a discipline.
Okay.
It's just you're finding it really difficult. Everything's really difficult.
I'll get back up and like, okay. Let's just keep going.
So who's leading?
I think it's still Esmera in the front, depending on how narrow the staircase is. If it's someone can pass it, they
quite
can pass
wide.
it.
It's like
Oh,
you could
then-
have 3 or 4 of you abreast on a stair, even with one of you in
Then-
a wheelchair.
As we're walking, if someone like almost passes Esmera, she does lag a little bit more and more. So it's not difficult to go past her.
No.
Okay. So do we still have Rosa helping Edith with the chair and sort of Delphi in the middle?
I think that's gonna switch up a little bit as Rosa notices that Esmera is having a lot of trouble staying awake. Rosa's gonna look to Delphi and go, can you help with the chair? I'm gonna help with that.
Yeah, sure.
And she's gonna just walk up to Esmera and like fireman like scoop up, just carry her.
Could
as
you
you-
not? Could you not?
Give me a might check.
Okay.
Don't
Both of
let
us are
her
just-
fall asleep up there.
No,
Starts to
we're-
doze off, just shake her.
I feel like you've been
that is-
scruffed like a cat.
I am not going to let you just throw me over your shoulder like a sack of
That's a-
potatoes for no
that's
reason on a staircase that is slippery.
That's a 17.
Yeah,
Okay,
okay,
I thought
so
you were
do
gonna say
pick Esmera
7.
up.
I'm gonna try and stop Dick from picking me up.
Yeah, you can just be like, stop that. If she pushes on, that's when we'll get into a contest.
Yeah.
Stop that.
Well, you're falling asleep on your feet. I can carry you. We can sing drinking songs that will help you stay awake.
Look,
Don't know any
I'm not
English,
for.
though.
It's just been a long day. Okay, I will keep walking. I'll keep walking.
Mm-hmm. She just sort of says it like that and just stays at pace with Esmera.
Okay.
And if she notices her
Delphi
starting to
grabs-
like eyelids starting to droop or anything, she'll just like punch her in the arm lightly.
Okay.
It's like a 50% chance you'll get punched back out of
It's
pure
fine.
instinct, not out of meanness or revenge. Literally, just like, dink. Sorry.
Or it's just gonna be like,
As-
well, you're awake.
As Delphi grabs hold of like the handlebars on Edith's wheelchair, she's gonna just kind of put her hand on top of Delphi's just to kind of keep contact.
Absolutely, as they're going, Delphi's gonna lean down occasionally, give the hand a little peck, another little peck. Occasionally, she'll like at the temple.
Esmera, could you
Oh,
give me
so
a
cute.
physical fortitude, please? And could I get a sight roll from the other 3?
Yes.
That is a 24.
I'm
24?
bad at those. I'm really bad at those.
Sorry, what
You
what
have-
skill again?
Sight.
Sight.
Delphi, you're kissing a forehead. That's priority right now.
Delphi's
It's true.
also actively going blind and has been since way before they got to this island. That was a nat 1.
Nat 1. Yeah.
25.
You hate how quickly the light changed getting in here. You have nothing.
So mad about it.
25 from Dick
Yeah.
and from Edith.
I got a 10.
A 10. Okay. So Rosa will be the only one who catches. As you are heading down the stairs, you'll see Esmera grab something from like a pouch or from a bag and swallows it like with a bit of water from her canteen. Maybe a pill or something like that. Like you didn't see exactly what it was. But she took some-
I
Yeah, she just
know what that is.
side eyes and goes, what was that?
Something to hopefully help keep me awake.
Okay. I need to send you a quick message. So why don't you guys have some conversation?
Oh dear.
Welcome to the Bad Choice Club.
uh,
Well,
yep.
this is a great staircase.
It's
Step.
very solid.
Step. Step,
Quite
step.
nice.
We're going to
Steppity
be
step.
walking for a while. Is now the time to have a conversation?
As good as any, I guess.
Oh. Okay. Why not? We've got nothing else going on.
As you're heading down the stairs, you will see that there is, rather than those very intense frescoes that were in the last shrine, there is only a single line of text that sort of wraps around over and over again. It just says, "She will not stop you."
Okay, that's
You know what? I think we need to move a bit faster now because we're going a little bit slow. Let me help you with the wheelchair. We could just go down the stairs real quick.
The hell happened to you?
It's fine. It's fine. I'm awake. It's fine.
I don't. Is speed a thing in the 50s? Like,
Yes.
is that name known?
Every
Okay.
housewife was on it. Yeah.
let's just get going. Let's just. Oh my God! We're all gonna die on this island.
So,
Okay, let's get going. You wanted to say something. What did you want to say?
Yeah, Rosa just looks to the other two and is like, I think the expression is tripping balls. Very
I've always wanted
high.
to try that during an autopsy.
Oh, that sounds horrible.
This is great. Is she okay?
So, who has the handles at the back of Edith's wheelchair right now?
Delphi at the moment, right? Yeah.
Delphi at the moment. Esmera, could you make a might check for me?
Oh no.
What in the fuck?
That'll be a 24.
24. So, Delphi, you are barged aside as Esmera decides you're not moving fast enough with the wheelchair, grabs the back, and begins to motor down the stairs.
Tilt you backwards and.
Yeah, like you are a luggage dolly. You are like going
Oh
down.
goodness. Rosa's
Considering
bolting
the
after
fact
them.
that maybe 4 hours ago I just had my life threatened by this woman, I'm not particularly fond of this. I'd like to try to stop, please.
Yeah, for sure. How are you doing that?
No. I'm just gonna try to pull on the wheels, I guess.
Yeah. Why don't you go ahead and make a might check against Esmera's? Was it a 24?
I'm not gonna make it.
So can I help with that in some way? Because I rolled really bad for Delphi's self-control when it comes to that.
Oh no.
Are you just going to stab Esmera? Is that the plan?
I rolled well enough to not go straight to stabbing, I think.
Okay. What did Edith get on her might check?
I rolled decently, but I only have a +1 to might.
Yeah.
So that's 18.
18. So you can try and slow the wheelchair, and you'll take a point of hit point damage as your hands will get shredded on the wheels. Or you can let yourself just fall out of the wheelchair, and she can run off with your wheelchair.
Just gonna let myself out of it.
Yeah.
Ooh, can I try to do a thing?
What thing?
You don't understand how tempted I am to run off with your wheelchair going, catch me if you can!
So Rosa was already going to start bolting after them if she notices that Edith is like trying to just bail out of the wheelchair.
Yeah.
You said these steps are fairly wide, right?
Yeah, they're about
Like
a
they're more like
meter
landings.
in depth.
Okay.
And then each drop is only about so deep. Like it's more of like a gradiated ramp than like a proper staircase.
Okay. Yeah. It's probably gonna hurt, but she's gonna try it anyways. She's gonna run after, and as soon as she sees Edith trying to bail, try to like slide into second, sort of a baseball slide to try to catch her.
Okay, interesting. Give me a nimbleness, I guess.
Okay.
Edith, it's up to you. You can land on deck. You can land on the stairs. Like, you're not going to hurt yourself more than Like, you've fallen out of a wheelchair before. It
doesn't matter. She's
Yeah.
fallen off a horse before. It doesn't matter to her.
24.
I mean, it probably still hurts considering how
24.
recently shit happened, but
Yeah. Yeah, you can definitely get into place to sort of cushion Edith if she lands.
Awesome.
Easy enough.
Yay.
But as you slide out, moving super fast, I need you to make a gut feeling.
Oh dear. That's a 26.
26. Which means
Gut
that
feeling
you
is her
have
highest.
this sudden feeling like, I need to slow down. This is not a safe place to be moving fast. And as
Mhm.
you have that thought and sort of let yourself fall flat on your back, you see a spike of that same shining black metal that was all through those corpses shoot from one side of the corridor to the other side, where it would have hit you if you had continued moving at the speed and movement that you had been moving before.
So glad
Like
I'm
before
playing
his
with a
mirror
lot of points of the
grabs
gut
you, or
feeling right now.
Esmera's
like
off ahead. Yeah. And I think that's where we're going to call it for this session, everybody. Welcome to the Corpse Catcher's Spire. I hope you have fun here.
oh
so
no, oh
Nicole.
no.
As a reminder, I've had so much fun playing this game. As a reminder, we're the Copper Pyramid. We're on Nerdsmith Presents as a limited run series. We will be back here next week at the same time to pick up where we left off with you guys investigating the Black Spire, the Shrine of the Corpse Catcher, and trying to figure out what is going on with all of you. There is so much happening now. It's great. My name is Rand. I've been your GM. I'm a writer. I'm a game designer. I am a general trans nerd based in Melbourne, Australia. You can find me on Twitter through my links that are in the chat right now. I use he, him pronouns. Yeah, thank you so much for tuning in. Everyone's going to go around, say their exits, and then we will leave you.
oh my gosh, hi. My name's Jenny. I use she, they pronouns. You just saw me playing Edith, the upcoming reporter from the New York Times, who is having a time currently. You can find me at Cerulean Siren 19 on Twitter or Cerulean Seamstress 97 on Blue Sky. That is what I'm trying to transition to username wise, but we'll see how long that takes. I am an artist. I am a voice actor. I do a lot of TTRPG stuff. I'm trying to get more into streaming it, which is a lot of fun. So if you have any projects that you need done or art that you would like done, let me know. That's what I have.
Hi, I'm Nicole. You can find me generally on Twitter or Discord as Saint of Sinners. And yeah, I play as Mira, who is currently having a fun time. And I'm also the president of the Thruple fan club. Protect the Thruple. And other than this, you can find Cove and I on Saturdays on Meister Hypster's Discord channel, where we play, well, Cove plays a vampire and I do terrible things to them.
Awesome. Hi, I'm Raven Evermore. I am a professional game master, game designer, and voice actor. Yeah, you've just watched me play known to most of the party previously as Dick Jones, whose name is actually Rosa, it turns out. And she's having a rough go. So many conflicting feelings. It's going to be really fun to see how they deal with everything next week. Super glad I took lots of points in gut feeling and that whole last scene happened the way it did, and not horribly, painfully. You can find me on Twitter, Blue Sky, and Discord as the RAVVYN. I feel like I'm forgetting something. Oh, I use she, her, and Fae pronouns, and that's me.
Hello, I am Cove. I use all pronouns. I just ask you to switch between them. You can find me pretty much everywhere at Selkie Cove or Selkie's Cove. I went through a nice rebrand with my new name. I'm very happy with it. You can use my names interchangeably as well. You can call me Cove, you can call me Selkie. It's up to you. But you can find me here, obviously playing Delphi, who is having a great time. She's honestly just living life. She'll go back to work after this island like nothing happened, and it'll be fine. I think this is gonna probably be her favorite area, just given the general corpsey nature. I think she'll have a field day. I'm not sure we're gonna get her to leave. And that's totally fine by me. But you can, as Nicole said, find me on Saturdays, playing VTM. However, for the month of December, we are taking hiatus, except for Christmas, which the Christmas episode is airing on Christmas. We'll be back early to mid January with that. But in the meantime, you can find me other places. You can find me on Tuesdays playing Monster of the Week. That's about to wrap up, and in its place, I will be joining the regular cast of Emerald Sanctums. So I get to go from playing a vampire to playing a were creature. I am either playing a were crocodile or a were shark. I am not sure.
That's so cool.
I'm so excited. I get to take all my underwater lore and just bleh onto people. So that's great. You'll also be able to find me starting in January every other Friday on Dinner and a Game playing Cyberpunk Red as a silly little man, just a silly little jester in this cyberpunk universe. And then there's a title I'll be fighting for that I can't give details on as of yet, but I'm very excited to announce that when I do, so just keep that. But yeah, that's me.
Fantastic. Well, once again, we've been the Copper Pyramid. A big shout out to our sponsors, Die Hard Dice, World Anvil, and Hero Forge. Thank you to Nerdsmith for putting on this excellent program. And tomorrow you have Dragon's Crown streaming here, which is D&D. Hopefully less horrifying, but equally entertaining. Hope you'll have a great week, and I'll see you next week to fill these people with chains and needles. Bye, everybody.